Today I'm going to show you how to make foolproof scones. These scones work first time, every time. Now all you need to make these foolproof scones is 4 cups of self-raising flour, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 cups of milk and 2 dessert spoons of sugar. Now for those of you that don't know, this is a dessert spoon and 2 of those equals a tablespoon. So 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 dessert spoons of sugar. Now as well, when making scones you're going to need yourself a scone cutter, and they come in all sizes. Now the size I like the best is this size. It's roughly the size of a narrow glass top, so if you don't have scone cutters you can use a glass or another cookie cutter of around the same size. These are cookie cutters on one side and scone cutters on the other side, and I think they cost $5.35 for the whole set, so do yourself a favour and get yourself some of those. Now the recipe I'm doing today makes roughly 20 to 24 scones depending on the size of the scone cutter that you are using. So the first thing you need to do is just crack your eggs into a bowl. Add the 2 dessert spoons of sugar and then just beat with a fork until these are combined, and just put that to the side. The next thing you do is you take your saucepan, you add your 2 tablespoons of butter and just melt that on the stove top. So there's our melted butter, and to the melted butter what you need to add is 2 cups of milk. So sift 4 cups of self-raising flour into the bowl. Add the butter and milk mixture. Add the egg and sugar mixture. And then using a knife, just cut through that mixture until it's all combined. Don't use a spoon, it's very important that you use a knife. Your scones will be aerated, they won't be tough and floury, they'll be absolutely beautiful, soft scones, which is the way you want it. So just cut through like that, continually turning your bowl around. Get the flour off the side, and as you can see that's a really wet dough, and I know you're thinking, hang on, that's a bit too wet for scones. Well, it's really not. This is exactly what you're after. So just sprinkle some of that self-raising flour on the bench, and I know this looks like a lot. Better to have too much than too less because you don't want it sticking on your bench. And just turn that scone dough out onto the flour. Using a knife now. I don't want to see a spoon anywhere near your scones. Okay, the next thing you do is get plenty of flour on your hands and try pressing this out till it's around about 1 inch thick. Like that. You don't want these scones to be like a bread dough. You just have that very soft dough pushed out just like that. Then taking your scone cutter, dip that in a little bit of flour and start pulling them out. And as you cut them out, put it into your greased baking tray. So another thing with scones is that they really love company, so just make sure that you push them snugly up against each other. So there's your pan of scones. It looks like we got 24 out of that batch exactly. There was a little bit left over if you wanted to do a couple more. You put it in a preheated oven at 230 degrees Celsius for roughly 8 to 10 minutes, or until they're just starting to go golden on top. There's no better way to serve scones than fresh from the oven while they're still warm with strawberry jam and cream.